It's that time already, isn't it? We get to build. So we're going to go through and build our Excel spreadsheet, that spreadsheet, and then we'll do the data flow. Hi, my name's Ross, the creator and founder of Geordie Consulting and Geordie Intelligence, the YouTube channel you're watching today. What I thought we'd look at is, as we've carried on, we've had that discussion, haven't we, in terms of why are we doing things? What's going on? Where are we positioning things? Now is the time to start the build. So we're going to build this up. Let's build up our data flow. Let's build up our Excel spreadsheet. Let's get the raw components we need of our data through and ready to be used. Let's start here. Okay, we're back. New York City data, their open data hub. So I've put in self-reported water. Let's just search for that. We get our data set up here. I'm going to click on it. Then under actions, we can access via raw data. This is the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to just come to here and click copy. We're good to go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to Excel, but I'm just going to stop showing my face because you want to see the whole screen. Okay? Excellent. So here we are, a blank workbook. Perfect place to start. What we're going to do is we're going to go under data. And under data, we can go to get data. And from other sources, you see we've got an OData feed. So we're going to select that and paste in our OData feed. Simple as that. It'll come back and say, well, I've obviously tested this already. For you, it'll come back and ask you for some credentials, things like pick anonymous, and then, well, pick as well the right level for your data set. So it's the bottom one from the drop down, and also anonymous. Those are the two things to pick. It'll come back and you get to this screen here. From here, this is probably one of the worst screens in Excel and in Power BI, although it's better in Excel. What we want to do is hit just below where I've got the brilliantness of my logo, transform data. So I'm going to select transform data. Okay. We'll bring it over onto the right screen. And this is our data as it stands. Okay. This is the raw data from everything. And the two fields that we want is going to be this inspected by firm. My goodness me. Okay, so inspected by firm and lab, which is over here as well, lab name. So what we'll do is let's start to fix this. I'm really not sure what's going on my screen. That seems to have just lost the whole bottom part of my screen. Let's see. So this is going to be our base all, and we're not going to load this through, but unfortunately with Excel, there's not really much you can do at this point with it. So we just leave it as base all. And then what I'm going to say is we're going to reference this, and this is going to be our inspected by. And all we want for this is we're going to select inspection by firm, right click on it and remove the other columns. So we just end up with one column. And then we're going to remove duplicates from there. Okay. Then we're going to come back to base all. We're going to right click on it. We're going to reference, get here, and this is going to be lab. We're going to select lab name, remove other columns, right click and remove duplicates. So what we've ended up with, I didn't mean duplicate column, right click and remove duplicates. So what we're going to end up with now is 3 tables within Excel. And these 3 tables are going to be the basis of what we're going to use. So I'm going to close and load now. I'm going to hit close and load. Okay, say, where do you want to load these to? Like that. What is going on today? obviously I can't do anything because we've got new sheets coming through. Saying getting data. Let's see, am I going to see anything from here? And I can't see anything here. Running background query. So we'll let that proceed. Very confused by this. I don't know what is happening. There must be some weird updates going on behind the scenes. Okay, so these three tables are now through. We've got lab, been inspected by, and we've got base all. Okay, I'm just going to close that. Let's just go back to the queries here. Why is nothing appearing here? Okay, so figured it out. Ugh, very odd. So the monitor I record on is a 4K monitor. I blow it up so that you can see what's going on. It's the display scaling it does not like. I've put it back to 100%, which is what I need to do to get it to work. We can zoom in so we can see for base all. Okay, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to come down to load to, and I'm going to under load to, I'm going to select only create connection. Okay, so we don't want to have the table there. Possibly data loss, yes, fine. Okay, so we lose that table. Okay, we didn't need it. That was just there because it's there, right? The important bit, and the reason we're doing this whole thing, so I'll delete that sheet, and the reason we're doing this is if we go back to one of the other ones, so I'll zoom in again so we can see, so I've picked lab here. Okay, so we can see lab is this, and the important thing is if you click on it, make a note, table name is lab, okay, so it's the same as the sheet name, and it's named after what we named our query in Power Query. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just add a column for lab. I'm going to scroll down again, and the inspected by, I'm going to do exactly the same. So this is going to be inspected by, and I'm going to call this inspected, when I can spell, inspected by. Okay, spelling, everything like that doesn't really matter. Okay, the point is what we've got now is we've got a distinct list of all the variations of name that we've got in our data set, and we've got a list here. So we could turn around and say, right, we want to, with this, we could say we're going to sort this alphabetically, and we can look down and we can see that, and we can then start to work through and normalize that data set. And what we're going to do effectively is we're going to replace this inspected by firm in the data from the NYC OData package into this inspected by, which should be our normalized version of the data. And then the role that somebody would have be to go in periodically, refresh this and use and update any blanks. That's job number one. Simple. So what do we do? So what we need to do is we come through and we say, right, let's go back over to our right-hand side where we've got here, and I'm going to pick inspected by. I'm going to right-click on it and choose to edit. And I'll get rid of my face again because it won't help you seeing me. I need to zoom out and hide my face. So we see we've got these three steps. What we need to do, right-click on it, and we want to go into the advanced editor, which we can't do from here, can we? So I need to come all the way over here. Right-click on here and go into the advanced editor. This is where the magic happens. Okay, no, I can't zoom in on this anymore, can I? Can I? It's not going to let me. No. All right. I'm going to hit comma because we're going to add a new line. And this is going to be Excel import equals, okay, Excel dot current workbook, open brackets, close brackets. We want to pull something from the current workbook. Then put a square bracket in, not a square bracket, so your curly braces, square bracket, name, because we've got to name the entity, equals, and this is, I'm on inspected by. So it was inspected by, wasn't it? inspected by. Okay, and then we're going to aim that with content. And then for here, we just change this to in Excel import. Okay, and if I've done this right and we hit done, we should come back with 2 columns now. Okay, so what we've done is we've opened the results of this, so this spreadsheet version that we've written back into Excel now. Right? So now the next piece of Excel magic we can do is we have to change these data types, because data types have to match. So I'm going to pick both of these to be text, and then we will start our Excel magic. So what we're going to do now is we're going to merge queries. So I'm going to merge queries. We want to merge inspected by firm, inspected by firm. Okay, we're just going to say that. Okay. Don't worry at this point that that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Right, so we're saying, well, I don't understand what you're doing. What we actually want to merge, let's go back to here. So this is saying change type. Where we want to merge it from is from this remove duplicates, isn't it? So we want to say here, remove duplicates. So we're taking, which was the version that came from, so it says, consider data privacy, yep, no problem. We're combining stuff from our data. These are both public, we could say public. Generally we'll say organizational just because it's something we've done, but technically these could both be public. We'll say organizational. Okay, so it's now going to think about what we're asking it to do. And it comes back and says, right, you've got the list that we had from our original remove duplicates, we've used here. And then we've merged it with what we had here based on this inspected by firm, which should be a 100% match. So if we look here, we should even be able to go into it here. So you'll even say, here we go. You won't be able to preview it properly. It doesn't like showing you these things, but that's what we've got going on. So what we can do here is we can say, right, we can look at the table. We can go all the way down to the bottom and it will load the table here for us to see what the table looks like. And it should be just a mirror image of what we had to start with. Indeed it is. Okay. So we've built that now. What we then need to do is expand this, but all we want to expand is to keep inspected by. So we've got inspected by firm and inspected by now present within that data set, or within that table, sorry, that we've now built. So we've effectively been able to say, right, use what you've got as the Excel spreadsheet to go into it, but then go away, get the new data from New York, and append any new rows. That's really what's going on here, because we're matching what we've currently got with what's already there. And that then leaves us with a delta, which is our appended rows. But this works. So let's go over that again. Let's pick lab, and we know it's going to be called lab this time. Scroll on over, we can see where that we've got these. We've got that. It's remove duplicates again. We could even, let's go to right click here. Let's rename this merge from. Okay, all lowercase. And then we'll go right click, advanced editor. Should have all done all this on the advanced editor. This should now be much easier. Comma. Oh. Excel import equals Excel current workbook, open brackets, close brackets. It's annoying that you don't get any sort of a syntax help here, isn't it? Name equals lab, all lowercase, wasn't it? Comma, and then square brackets, content. Okay. Done there. Hopefully I've done that right. If everything comes together, we'll have 2 columns appear. You're going to get 2 columns appear. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Sorry, that was me. I needed to change this, didn't I? To XL import. Sorry. Done. There we go. Right. And we're going to change type here to text and to text. Okay, and then I'm just going to go back into the advanced editor and rename that change type to merge to, all lowercase, merge to, just so that you can hopefully see a little bit more about what we're doing. Merge to. Done. Remember, we're going to go to transform field here, and we're going to merge queries. We're going to bring this through, and what we want to do is merge lab name with lab name. Tells us we've got full match. Wow, that's amazing. We want to merge from with merge to based on lab name. That comes through fine. We're going to expand this. We just keep lab, untick for keep the original name. There we go. Okay, take a while it thinks about it. Once it comes through and does that, we're going to hit close and load. And now we've got these connected spreadsheets. So we can prove that that works, can't we? So it'll take a second while it brings through the refresh. Let me just see, running background refresh. Let's have a look at what's going on there. But anyway, we can do this. We can validate with this one. And we've got inspected by and inspected by 2. That's not right, is it? What's happened there? Let's go to the advanced edit now. Oh, of course, we added because we'd added the table, the column, isn't it? And then it's come back with that. There we go. Yeah. Let me just double check, make sure this isn't going to suddenly change. It shouldn't do. Let's remove this. Okay. So that's fine. So what we could do is we can see, as I say, here what we generally do is say pick one that roughly looks right. So we've got here this hydraulic plumbing and heating corp. So we could then pick the ones that we think will match it. Oh. There we go. Okay. So we can see we've got that. We can say here we've got the. Let's just copy that, Control V there, and we're going to bring that up one to there. So we would go through, do all these, go through. You can see you've got big groups of them, which will be the same, like ambient, group Inc., all day plumbing and heating. Which one would you use? You can take your pick. And we generally build these up. And I think when I first did this, it took 20 minutes to go through and do it. So it'll be something I'll do offline from here. We don't need to cover it. As I say, I'll rebuild the lab name and we'll have the labs sorted then. I've set the screen back to normal now, so we can carry on with the rest. So all I've done is I've saved this up to our SharePoint library where we're doing our work. That's all I've done now. So we can close that. And then the last thing we need to do, or the next thing we need to do, is to go to app.powerbi.com. Okay, we go our dev New York water tower, not here, sorry, our, here, isn't it? 3.0 dev. Okay, this is what we're doing, isn't it? So we're going to create a new item here, and this is going to be a data flow. And it is so annoying the way they're trying to hide Dataflow Gen1 or the Gen1 data flows. Really annoys me because I will be honest, for the vast majority of data projects that you want to do, especially if you as a business, or unless you are ready to go full scale Azure, Dataflow Gen1 is the right thing to do, even now. Really annoyed that they hide this. It's so hidden. Yeah, Dataflow Gen1. Okay, yes, I do want to create them. Sorry, no, create a Gen1. Really keen to push. Big thing, say it now, Gen2 is part of Fabric. As soon as you start using Dataflow Gen2, you are committing to Fabric for your business. This is why, for the point of this video, we said we're using PPU or Pro, and say PPU is where we've landed because that seems to be the right price point for most SMEs that I'm dealing with now. Yeah, there is the odd one which is, oh, you know, we're using Fabric or all this or that. Okay, point is there should be a proper business reason to use Fabric, not just because we get Dataflow Gen 2. That's not a business reason. Business reason, not there. So Gen 1. So we're going to go through here. We're going to say, yeah, we're going to create a new table. And all we need to do, if you remember, is let's just come back to here. Let's just copy this again, just so I know I've got it. We're going to pick, this is OData, isn't it, again? So we want for more sources. Wow, there's a lot there. Let's just type in OData. Okay. And I'm just going to paste the URL in there. Anonymous, privacy level. Again, we said organizational before. Let's just hit next. Okay, so it'll go away, it'll come through. They're going to say this is part of our organizational data set. Privacy levels are important to consider. Okay, you can go up, you can go up, you can't go down, is generally the way things go. So, you know, you could start with public data and augment it into something that's business or even private, but you couldn't start with something private and bring it through into public. That's the mindset behind it. We've got this ID, which we're going to need to keep realistically, because I couldn't see when I had a quick scan along here, a scan ID, which was what was there before. But that's not a problem. What we'll do, as I say, is we'll strip this out, and then we will put in, that was the scan ID, like an inspection ID. We'll scan it out and we'll put in a simple index on there, I think is all we need to do. Let me just quickly double check. I'm not seeing anything in there. No, nothing. Okay, so we've got our source. So again, I'm going to say this. I'm going to call this base. Again, just because we need to split this, if you remember, and I'm going to disable load. ID here. I'm going to remove this column, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a column, and we want to add an index column. Okay. So index column starting from 1, just because, yeah, let's start from 1. Okay, and I'm conscious that this is getting awful close to my head. Scooch down a bit. Okay, index column, we can always edit the settings on an index column, but yeah, we've got that. What I'm going to do here is going to change the name from index to ID, okay, or inspection ID. I don't think it's really going to matter. It's useful for this. If you remember what I said, we're going to do the group by for all the inspection information so that we piece that together. So at that point, we'd be far better off having an ID column for it. So we've got that. Okay. So we've got kind of everything there. It's done. We've got the data types there. Everything's ready. So next step, I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to say, let's reference that. And then we're going to piece together. This is going to be buildings. So in buildings, again, we're going to make sure it's set to load. what we want is all the building information. So we want the house number, the BBL, the NTA, the block, the latitude, council district, zip, street name. Wow, they've really latitude. So well put together, isn't it? You can see it's all flows together so well. And bin, building identification number, and I think it's the one other column. Census tract and community board. Lot. Deleted, I think deleted relates to the thingy. Here we go. Okay, so we've got that. So we've got a whole load of things selected. We're going to right click, pick one, right click on it. We're going to say remove other columns. So we just end up with these columns that we've selected. That's our buildings dimension. Then we're going to get inspections. So this is going to be reference, inspections. So for this, we want inspection ID. Just say we want meet standard. And then we want inspection date. I see tank number, because there might be multiple tanks, and inspection date, and bin, so building identification number. Okay, so that should give us what we need there. For you're sitting there going, but there's all sorts of other tables there, or bits of information there. I think that's pretty much it. We want the inspected by firm and the lab name as well, of course. Need to check what the difference is between BBL and bin. Might need to check those two, see what those two actually mean. Let's go with that for now. Right click on there. I'll tell you what, let's add that in just so it's there now. Right click on there. We're going to, I didn't remove duplicates on the other one, did I? We're going to remove other columns. Okay, and this is going to be our overall inspection fact table, effectively. Let's go back to buildings. We've got all that. Let's remove duplicates. Not just on house number, we want it on everything. Click there. Oh. I'm being silly now. Right click on there. Remove duplicates. So it's removing duplicates on all rows. So we've now got definitive sources of information. Okay, this is what we wanted. Okay, and we could do some things. We could have a look. We could look at this with under view. Okay, so we've got that. We've got the inspections. And the last one we want is results or test results. Probably what test results sounds right, doesn't it? Test results. Inspection results. Inspection results. Results. So we're going to add in a results table. Okay, and for the results table, what we want is we want inspection ID, that. Probably don't need tank number because each inspection ID has a different one. That. Oh, my goodness me. So annoying when you do that. That. Excellent. Okay. So we've got that now. Switch to schema view. Very clever. Well done, Ross. So we've now got that. So what we can now do is we need to start to say, right, we want to unpivot this. And this is one of those where I'm going to get it all wrong. So we want to select inspection by, and it is, okay, so we unpivot the other columns. What we then end up with is this, okay? So the last thing that we'd want to do is we would rip out those inspections and we can put those into a separate table, okay? Because we'll build that up. I've done it before. I'm not going to do it with this. But we've now got 3 tables that are going to be the basis for our data set to come through. So now we can save and close this. It'll validate it. Okay, NYC Water 3.0. Save that. And remember, hit refresh because it'll be empty until it's been refreshed. So that's going to go through now, right? So I close on that, and hopefully that'll run through. It'll refresh fine. So we've built it all now, haven't we? If you remember, we've got the step that we haven't done yet, and we could link our Excel spreadsheet into the data flow, or we could do it when it comes into the PBIX file, the semantic model. Either will work. What I'm going to do between this time and the next video is I will finish the normalization, and then I'll probably fit this into the data flow here. So we've got the lab and the inspected by columns in there instead of the other two, or maybe as well as. But that'll give us a really good grounding for then what our next issues are going to be, or how we progress this further, yeah, along our deployment pipeline. So what do you think then, right? Being able to build that Excel spreadsheet and show you kind of really what goes on with it, and even the one where it looks a bit odd, it's probably to do with names that we've got. There's lots of names being recurring, and I wouldn't be surprised. But I'll double check what's causing the issue, or it'll just be that there's some value in a cell that it's trying to overlay. We might recreate the sheet from it, but it's nothing really fundamentally problematic. It's just annoying. We will make it work though. It will be fine. But we've now got a normalization solution that's going to allow us to streamline the labs and the inspection firms. And then already we've got our data built, ready to use. You know, the only thing we need to do next is import our calendar table. But remember, we use a standardized calendar table for everything. So I've got that in a separate workspace that's shared with the whole organization. We just go through, we can link that calendar table into any project and it can be used. And this is something we would definitely recommend to everybody. Make sure you have a single global calendar available for everybody for all their data project needs. The more calendars that get built, the more hassles you have, and calendars are always really important. You want to know January is January, fiscal period, whatever is fiscal period, whatever, in everybody's calendar. Don't make it difficult for people. Have a simple global one ready and willing, available and ready to use. So we've built that, haven't we? We've put it together. And after all the fuss you made about that spreadsheet, Ross, it was super simple. It is simple. That's the problem. It is so simple and it works so well. Why would I build something else that it might be almost as good, it might even be better, but is it going to be better and that simple? Unlikely. And that's a core part of what good Power BI development is about, keeping it as simple. It's not about trying to come through with like the newfangled term of minimum viable product. Okay, that's not what we're interested in. We're interested in a consistent, reportable, or a consistent product delivered to the business so the business can see what has happened historically. That is BI. Okay, this is what we do. The rest of the stuff, all the bells and whistles, are extras based on we've got a really good foundation. So we need to build that simple foundation so that we can expand complexity on top of it. Yeah? Excellent. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you're going to carry on. Let us know down below what you think. Don't forget, of course, like and subscribe to the channel. Really important. Okay? For now, though, stay safe. Take care. Ta-da.